I'm gonna tear down a black man. Look at it. He's nothing given. You never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive.
Looks like the storm between 50 Cent and Big Meech just turned into a full-blown hurricane. Louder, uglier, and way more personal than anyone expected. What started as a few slick words on social media has spiraled into a heavyweight clash with money, pride, and loyalty on the line. The streets are watching, and every post...
They're making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't... What's wrong? What's taking so long? 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up.
Every quote, every little leak adds more fuel to a feud that feels less like a rap beef and more like a mob movie playing out in real time. Big Meech didn't hold back for a second. He came out swinging, taunting 50 with the kind of venom that only comes from somebody who used to call you brother. "We're making that gun film studio out in Louisiana," he mocked, "where that cheap stuff's laying at. You thought you was gonna pull it off. You thought them loans were coming, but they ain't."
50 Cent says that 1090 Jake found paperwork that proves Big Meech allegedly snitched. 50 Cent posted, "Tammy Cohen, the truth and nothing but the truth coming soon. 1090 Jake tomorrow. Got that paperwork. You know the vibe."
What's wrong, Fifth? Who own your masters? I'll buy your masters. Better shut up before I do. That wasn't just shade. That was a public humiliation attempt. Then here comes Rick Ross walking in like he's been waiting his whole life for this fight. He didn't just throw shots, he brought a whole clip. Ross claimed 50's studio project is sinking, that the money's dried up, and that 50's credit is so bad, not even a payday loan would touch him. And just when fans thought Ross might chill, he dropped the ultimate insult, saying he'd buy 50's masters just to watch him squirm. Straight disrespect, no filter, no mercy. But this is 50 Cent we're talking about. The man's made a career off turning beef into business. He wasn't about to sit quiet while the internet called him broke. He fired back like a war vet with nothing to lose, posting that 1090 Jake had paperwork, real paperwork, that supposedly proved Big Meech snitched years ago.
But look, 50. Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters. But look, 50. Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing. Put down there. Your mama live. Her own walking star. We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the G-Unit studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. You're hustling.
50 posted, "Tammy Cowens, the truth and nothing but the truth coming soon. 1900 Jake tomorrow. Got that paperwork. You know the vibe." Translation, he's about to expose somebody. And when 50 says that, somebody's reputation usually doesn't survive. Online, it turned into chaos. Twitter threads, TikTok edits, Reddit conspiracies, everybody trying to figure out who's telling the truth and who's bluffing. Some fans are convinced 50's empire is cracking. Others swear Ross is just trolling to stay relevant. Meanwhile, rumors say Big Meech and Ross are kicking back, sipping champagne, laughing like they finally dethroned the king of petty himself. People are even claiming they've been joking behind closed doors that 50 can't keep the studio lights on. Meech even doubled down, repeating the same jab again and again, almost chanting it like a spell. "Who own your masters, 50? I'll buy him right now." It wasn't just a diss, it was an attempt to clown the mogul publicly, to make him look like his power's fading. He even threw in digs about 50's mom, about renderings for that Louisiana studio, like he wanted to stab where it hurts. "You had the renderings," he said. "Then you tried to get them loans and nobody loaning you that money. You ain't even built that G-Unit studio yet." Ouch. Some people in the industry started whispering that maybe 50 really is tightening his belt. Others laughed, saying this is just another mind game, that Fifth probably makes more in interest than Ross and Meech make combined. Because come on, we're talking about the guy who turned a bankrupt label into a media empire, who's still producing hit shows back-to-back on Starz, Paramount, and now his own network. A man like that doesn't just go broke. But if you've been watching this feud, you know every spark has a history. It all blew up when Big Meech and Rick Ross teamed up for that Welcome Home concert, a big money move that was supposed to be their victory lap. Out of nowhere, boom! The show gets canceled, no explanation. And right away, fingers point at 50 Cent. The rumor mill said he was behind the scenes making calls, blocking deals, using his pull to make sure that concert never happened. 50 swore he had nothing to do with it, said he didn't care. But the streets didn't believe that for a second. Then Ross unloaded another round of disrespect, calling 50 a hurt man who couldn't stand watching others win. "Stop crying just because you ain't part of the bag," Ross said, laughing into the camera. That clip went viral. The comment section went wild. Suddenly, the old wounds between Ross and 50 reopened, and Meech got caught right in the middle. From the 50's point of view, it was betrayal at the highest level, because back when nobody believed in BMF, he was the one building their legacy on screen. He created the BMF series, invested real money, gave Little Meech a career, and turned the story into a global phenomenon. But once Meech started aligning with Ross, 50 took it personal. He didn't just throw shade, he pulled the plug completely. Show canceled, lights off, payroll gone. And that's where the chaos really started. Because Lil Meech, who played his father in the show, wasn't just another actor. He was the face of the brand, the son of a legend. He made millions from that role, over $5 million easy. But instead of flipping it smart, investing in his future, or holding it down for his father, Lil Meech went full rockstar mode. New cars, jewelry, designer fits every day. He burned through that cash like there was no tomorrow. Meanwhile, Big Meech was still behind bars holding nothing but time. You'd think Lil Meech would have set something aside for his pops, something to ease the hit once he came home. But nope, the money vanished like smoke. And when 50 saw that, he was done playing nice. Next thing, Lil Meech pops up online trying to smooth things over. He messages 50 directly. "I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've only shown you love. I never switched up on you. Ross gave my dad some bread to help him pay bills until next season. You know me in real life. It was emotional. You could tell he was trying to fix it. But 50 didn't want peace. He screenshot the DMs and posted them for the whole world to see with one caption that burned the internet down. What next season? That was it. Show canceled permanently. No warning, no discussion. 50 moved fast and cold. Then he announced something even bigger. A brand new BMF documentary.
Yeah, you made my son $5 million. How much you made though? So you gonna stop? You gonna stop? Yeah, you made, yeah. You ain't just, yeah, come on.
My dad looked out for a lot of people, and 50 ain't do half, like 50 literally looked out for my dad more than people that my dad gave millions.
Produced by him and Tammy Cowens, the same woman who legally owns the rights to Big Meech's life story. That's the nuclear option right there, because Meech can't stop it, can't sue it, can't block it. Tammy holds the keys, and 50's about to use them. Now here's the twist. Tammy wasn't just a business partner. She was deep in Meech's circle back in the day. He sold his entire life rights to her for real money. And after their relationship went south, she's been talking, loud, no censorship, no favors. That's the kind of leak that can destroy reputations. And when 50 Cent gets behind a story like that, it doesn't stay a rumor. It becomes a televised expose. Meanwhile, Ross and Meech were out celebrating like they'd scored a win, throwing parties, posting videos, claiming 50's losing grip on his empire. Ross even bragged about launching his own BMF movie, saying it would crush anything G-Unit ever did. But there's a problem with that flex. Legally, he can't move an inch without 50's approval. TMZ confirmed it. The rights belong to Tammy Cowens, and she's teamed up with 50. Ross might talk big, but he's locked out. The internet ate it up. People calling it karma, others calling it betrayal. But the tension didn't stop there. The betrayal went nuclear when Big Meech and Lil Meech were spotted clubbing with Floyd Mayweather, 50's oldest nemesis. Then Lil Meech posted a picture captioned, "Real Power." That wasn't just a flex, that was a straight middle finger to 50's entire brand. Then another post dropped, a shush emoji, like he's teasing some secret alliance with Floyd and Ross behind the scenes. And remember, this the same kid who was crying in DMs weeks earlier, begging 50 for another season. Now he's out there posing with his dad's enemies. Fake love turned public real quick. Even Boosie Badass jumped in, saying if it was him, he'd stand next to his pops no matter what. But he'd still show loyalty to the man who gave him his first real shot. Then 50 finally broke his silence and aired everything out.
Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
I did more for Meech than anyone in his life, he said. When he got locked up, I was the first one he called. I bailed him out every time, and then I see him laughing at posts dissing me? Nah, he a snake too. He belongs with them. That wasn't industry talk. That was straight from the gut. 50 felt betrayed by someone he treated like family. He even revealed he'd sent Lil Meech to acting school, kept him off the streets, made sure his pockets were right. But when Big Meech came home, the mentorship turned into competition. 50 was preaching discipline, savings, long-term thinking. Big Meech was hyping up the old hustle stories, telling his son to flex harder. The messages clashed, and the father-son loyalty flipped overnight. Then 50 dropped another bomb, said he had to personally send Lil Meech to rehab after the kid showed up on set so high he puked during a weapons test. That's how far things fell. And when one of 50's close associates claimed they found whippets in Little Meech's truck, that was the last straw. 50 Googled what it was, saw it was something people inhale to get high, and lost it. He realized the kid he invested millions in was spiraling, and instead of gratitude, he got mocked. That's when the gloves came off completely. Ross jumped back into the ring laughing, claiming 50's broke, saying he can't even finish his studio, that banks won't touch him. He even joked about buying his master so he could finally have lunch money. Pure trolling, but you could tell the aim was psychological. Hit 50 where it hurts, make him explode publicly. Except 50 didn't fold. He laughed it off, cracked jokes, and reminded everyone that this is nothing new. Y'all think this beef affects my pockets? Please. He's gone to war with whole labels, government lawsuits, and global celebs, and still comes out richer. To him, Big Meech's little team-up is just background noise. Still, the internet can't stop talking. Some think Ross is projecting, using 50's name to stay relevant because his music buzz been cold. Others think Meech is clinging to nostalgia, trying to relive the BMF glory days while the world's moved on. And honestly, they might be right. It's 2025. The game's different. The economy's crumbling. Diddy's behind bars, labels are folding, and the internet runs the culture now. Nobody's checking for street legends unless they're dropping Netflix specials. But here's where it gets wild again. Just when people thought the saga was dying down, 50 flipped it. Again. Out of nowhere, he teased a new true crime docuseries. Not just about Big Meech, but about everybody who ever crossed him. He posted, "Y'all love stories, right? Cool. I got one for every snake that tried to bite the hand that fed him. Cold-blooded." Insiders say he's already lined up interviews, paper trails, and footage that'll expose the darkest corners of the rap game. Ross, Meech, a few other industry names that'll shake headlines when they drop. They're saying 50's about to burn bridges, then build studios out of the ashes. That's exactly the kind of villain move fans expect from him. Ruthless, calculated, and entertaining. Meanwhile, Lil Meech's career's gone silent. No acting roles, no singles, social media dry like sand. People say he's waiting for Ross to throw him a feature or maybe bankroll a new project. But Ross looks too busy flexing online, playing the boss role while 50 keeps building. Big Meech has been quiet too, but insiders whisper he's furious. He never thought 50 would turn the tables like this. Now the power dynamics flipped. Once, 50 was the helper, giving Meech and his son opportunity, platform, and fame. Now he's the puppet master, ready to end careers with one documentary drop. He's not the villain of this story, he's the final boss. At this point, calling Big Meech a wannabe Pablo Escobar doesn't even sound like an insult anymore. It's prophecy. Meech might have had the streets, but 50 owns the screen. And in 2025, that's where legacies live. You can't destroy a man who already turned every beef he's ever had into gold. 50 went head-to-head with Ja Rule, The Game, Jay-Z, even major studios. And every single time, he came out wealthier, louder, and meaner. So yeah, Ross can talk, Meech can troll, the internet can speculate, but 50 Cent, he's built for war. He laughs at chaos because he profits from it. While they're throwing shade, he's negotiating new distribution deals, expanding his brand, and writing checks most rappers only dream about. So ask yourself, is 50 really broke? Or are Ross and Meech just trying to throw dirt at a man whose empire they could never touch? Because if history tells us anything, When 50 goes quiet, he's plotting something dangerous. And when he moves, careers crumble. The saga's far from over, but one thing's for sure. In this game of revenge, 50 Cent still holds the crown.